Hi there, welcome back. Dan here from Dan Gibson Mentoring. And in this video, we're going to talk about something that frustrates the absolute hell out of anyone that's on the dating scene. Anyone that's communicating with people in general, to be perfectly honest, and that is ghosting. All right, before we get into it, please send me a friend request on Facebook, send me a connection request on LinkedIn, and go follow my Instagram, Dan Gibson Mentoring. That way you're going to see all the awesome content that I drop there. All right, let's get into it. What is ghosting? It's when you're communicating with someone, there's backwards and forwards, it's got its own, its own energy, the communication, and all of a sudden, poof, someone just disappears off the face of the planet. It can be really, really, really frustrating, particularly if it's happening to you a lot. So how do we stop ghosting? Well, what causes it is probably the first question to ask. Since the advent of the internet, we have got more and more access to more people, and we are being absolutely inundated with communication. We've got Facebook Messenger, we've got Instagram messages, we've got Tinder messages, we've got SMS, and particularly women who have multiple channels or multiple social media platforms, they've been completely inundated by messages on a constant basis on all these different platforms, and it can be really overwhelming. So sometimes ghosting is just ran out of time. I started talking to this guy and I can't keep up with the workload, Sometimes people decide that they don't like someone, maybe you've met someone on an online dating app and you've been going backwards and forwards, you might have even got their phone number, and all of a sudden you're texting with them and all of a sudden they just disappear. They don't return messages, don't return calls, and you just never hear from them again. It's a really, really horrible thing to happen. It can be really frustrating because you don't get any feedback. You don't know what's happening. As a man, if you are communicating with women and you are ghosting women, then I urge you to cut that out because it's really immature behavior and it shows that you don't have the confidence to communicate with women in a way that's going to be respectful to them. And ghosting is very disrespectful. How do you stop ghosting? Well, I've got to tell you guys, it's here to stay. It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. There are some things that you can do to mitigate being ghosted. You're never going to be able to escape it 100%, unfortunately. That's just the nature of the dating scene. The first thing that you can do is you can increase the volume of women that you're talking to. Then you've got other women that, backing you up that you can go and talk to. The next really important thing that you can do is refine and hone your texting skills. So quite often, because women have got so many channels of communication open to them and they have men sending lots and lots of men sending them messages all the time, you've got to be able to stand out from the crowd. So you've got to make sure that your text messaging is on point. There are lots of things that you can do to improve your text messaging. If this is something that you'd like some help with, then definitely get in touch with me and we can sit down and have a look at what your goals are and we can work out a strategy that's going to assist you with that. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is to behave in a way that you would like other people to behave towards you. The golden rule, do unto others as you would have done to you. And if you're the type of man that has been guilty of ghosting, then I would suggest that you cut that out as soon as possible. Give the women that you're talking to the respect, have the balls and the confidence and the courage to speak up and say, hey, this isn't working for me, I really appreciate your time, I'm not going to be communicating with you anymore, whatever it is. Let them know what's going on so that they leave the interaction with you with their self-esteem intact. Because when you ghost someone, the person that is ghosted is just left wondering, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Now, the truth is that most of the time the reason people ghost is for their own reasons. And even if you as a man, even if your texting was on point and your communication was on point and you had done everything in your power and done everything right and been a smooth operator, you're still going to get ghosted. That's because of the person that you're talking to, their own issues. So let me give you an example of why a woman might ghost you. A woman is going through a breakup with her man, and in order to make herself feel better, she goes on Tinder and she matches with a whole bunch of guys and just starts messaging them. All of a sudden, the ex-boyfriend gets jealous, they're back on. She's going to ghost you for that, and she's probably got 20 or 30 men that she's messaging. She's doing that for validation, to build up her self-esteem, all these things. So that's just one small example of why people ghost you. So it's really important that you don't take ghosting personally. You've got to understand that it is a part of, and a huge part of, online dating and meeting people, random strangers that you don't know on the internet, as opposed to meeting people through your social circle. friends of friends, that kind of thing, where it's more difficult for people to just disappear without giving an explanation. It's kind of like the keyboard warriors, you know, it's kind of like the anonymity of the internet has given people the excuse to behave in this, what is really a pretty despicable way, let's be honest. Be a good man. Don't ghost people. Be upfront, honest in your communication. Don't let ghosting get to you, because it's just the nature of dating. It's the nature of the internet. Lift up the amount of women that you are talking to, so that if you do get ghosted, you've got backups to talk to. All right, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you've got some value from that. If you'd like more information, please send me a message and I'll get in and we'll be in touch on, you know, all of those communication channels. And I promise you, I won't ghost you.